We'll start with system application controls. Read this. Data processed by a computer system are used to transform some form of output in medium for storage. However, presence of computerized output does not end itself. Assure computer output accuracy, completeness, and authenticity. For assurance of various controls needed, what are the various types of control for this area? This is for system application control. So right from input it should start. From input it should start. Okay. Input controls. The tape means the process through the transaction is entered. Output controls and printed output controls. Everything should be there. I hope the answer is B.
Okay.
Then question number 2. The best method for data control. Is not reasonability or compatibility. Key verification should be the correct answer. Key verification should be the correct answer. Question number 3. List of correct information to make sure that information is entered is valid.
Validity check, sir.
Yes. Validity check. Correct answer.
Okay.
Question number 4. Before designing any system elements in top-down approach. Top-down approach is to do with what your managing directors or the organization needs.
D, sir.
Yes. Information needs of manager for planning and control. Correct.
Which is data input flow.
Assist in detecting an error. Data input clerk records sales invoices 112.99 when the actual amount is what?
Batch control.
It should be batch control. Batch control totals.
Okay.
An employee is in the receiving department, keyboard shipment from remote control terminal. An inadvertently omitted purchase order number. The best system to control detect errors would be, there's an omission. So should be a completeness test. That means all the data field should have been entered before it starts processing or gets recorded.
Okay.
7th question. Locking of data helps preserve data integrity by permitting transaction to have control if all data needed to complete the transactions. However, implementing locking procedure could lead to rollback failures, it will not come. Unrecoverable transaction, it will not come. Inconsistent processing will not happen. Locking of data.
Retrieval content.
Probably it should be retrieval contention. It should be retrieval contention. You cannot retrieve the data once it is locked. Read question number 8. This we had seen in some other section, or it will be there in some other section. There is a difference.
Reading the wrong amount during a data input.
The total, there is a difference in amount entered. should be the batch control, total controls. It's not check digit verification, total.
Okay. Batch total control என்ன சார் ஒரு பர்టిక్యులர் எத்தனை டிரான்சாக்ஷன்ஸ் இருக்குன்னா அதோட டோட்டல் எடுத்து பார்க்கணும் சார்.
Exactly.
Batch of them. Okay.
Correct. In an order entry system which is manually prepared, source document are entered in online immediate processing, which of the following is an example of appropriate input output control? Hash total, password authorized, backup, no, check digit validation.
Digit validation.
Which of the following is most likely to be considered as the processing control for an entity accounting application system? Entities accounting application system. Validity, no. Transaction log, it should be transaction log.
Spooling என்னது சார்?
Spooling is getting the summary of data on the mother.
Okay.
Eleventh part. Maintenance material that has been charged to capital projects. Maintenance material should be charged to revenue, but is incorrectly charged to capital projects. The accounting information should verify the project number is being entered containing requirement number of characters, authenticate the user identification, verify input location, prepare internal file labels for inventory transaction. Simple, use a table of the project numbers and which one? Material requirements, so that the maintenance material is not charged to the capital projects.
Okay.
Question number 12. Hash total is a method for ensuring accuracy of process data. Which of the following would be an example of hash total of payroll IT application?
Identification number.
Should be employee identification number. Hashing employee identification number, okay, can be used. Application control are broken down into three categories. Which are the three categories? Simple. Application control is input control, process control, and what? Output control. Input, process, and what? Output controls. Which is not a function of application control.
Hardware.
Yes. That is not part of your application control. It talks only about the software, not about the hardware. Correct. Question number 15 part. Inventory data were completely and accurately entered. Should be batch control checks. Totals. 16. Payroll system should have elaborate controls to prevent, detect, and correct errors for unauthorized tampering. The best set of controls for a payroll system will include employee supervision. That is not. This is nothing to do with your sign test, limit test, password, user code, online edit checks, and payment by check.
CF,
This should be the correct one.
master files. Okay.
Is it?
Sign test.
நீங்க sign test எல்லாம் பண்ண மாட்டோம். There is no sign test that is involved. Yeah, batch has total record counts of each run, proper separation of duties, special control over unclaimed checks, backup copies of activity of master files. It should be the correct.
ஐடிக்கு மாஸ்டர் ஃபைல் எடுப்பாங்களா அது?
It's for payroll system தானே.
Oh, sorry.
Detect and correct errors for unauthorized tampering in which one? Payroll system.
Okay.
So most appropriate answer could be what? C.
C.
17th. Preventive controls are
More cost beneficial than directive controls.
more.
Cost beneficial.
Yes, you control before the error happens, so that way it is better. Will not generate month-end balance if transactions are missing. It will not generate. It will not generate if balances are missing. Transactions are missing. It's an example of preventive control.
என்ன prevent பண்ணும் சார் இது?
It will prevent a mismatch. It will prevent omissions, errors, mistakes.
எனக்கான இது எப்போதுமே வந்து இப்போ டிரான்சாக்ஷன் மிஸ் ஆயிருக்குன்னு கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுனால டிடக்டிவ் கண்ட்ரோலா
இல்ல, see, it will not generate month-end balances. Month-end balances check பண்ணிட்டு find out பண்ணீங்கன்னா transaction is missing, that is detective control. Okay. So it will not allow to tally. It will not give you month-end balances if transactions are missing. That is preventive control. Output itself will not come. So it's preventive control. Edit checks. What is the next one? Edit checks in a computer system.
master file before updating to a master.
Yes. Before you update to the master file, ensure that you perform it. Question number 20. Validation check is used to determine whether the quantity ordered field contains only the numbers. It's an example of input control.
Okay. Validation check.
Before you validate, that is, before you enter, you validate. Input control. Similar example is given. The company probably used which of the following processing system? Cash receipts total is given. Sales ledger total is given. Is it credit check inquiries that to do with credit check inquiries? No.
No.
Real-time processing of cash receipts, batch processing of sales invoices? No. It could have been, that could have been batch processing for cash receipts and which one? Batch processing of which one? Sales invoices. That could have resulted in a difference. They process them separately. Data input validation routines include the hash total. When a company cancels the source document after it is entered into the system, the company will apply when a company cancels a source document after it is entered into the system, the company is applying data entry control. Input. Which one? No, they are cancelling the source document after it is entered into the system. The company is applying an action. Should be the correct. Input control to prevent duplicate entry. Why are you cancelling the source document after it is entered into the system? To prevent which one? The duplicate entry. Go to question number 24. Erroneously entered non-existent zip code. As a result, the first month bill mailed to the new client was returned to email company. Which one of the most likely to think? Validity check. Validity check. Correct. Question number 25. Which of the following should the auditor of the recommend as the most economical point? At which point to correct input errors in online system? Entry of data into the field itself, we should correct it. At the start itself, we should correct it. So 25 is A. 26. 26. An accounting system identifying code that utilizes a digit check digit.
Number of digits தானே சார் இது.
Validity, completeness, transposition, and range errors. Accounting system that identification code that utilizes check digit will
check digit number of digits தானே சார்.
ஆமா.
Probably validityல தான் இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். லைக் இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஃபோன் நம்பர் என்டர் பண்ணணும் இல்ல இந்த ஐடென்டிஃபிகேஷன் கோட்னா இத்தனை நம்பர்ஸ் தான் மேக்ஸ் இருக்க முடியும்.
Validity errors? No. Completeness errors. Should be completeness errors. No, it's not completeness errors. Range or transposition should be the correct. Which one is correct?
Transposition
should be the transposition errors. Processing control helps to provide reasonable assurance that processing control helps to provide a reasonable assurance that finished data products are available, proper computer programs, data is entered properly into the computer system, only authorized users have access. Point number C and D cannot be the answer. Finished, it's about output. Should be data calculations are part of processing. B. 28. Which of the following input controls or edit checks would catch certain type of errors within the payment amount of a field of a transaction? Edit checks would catch certain types of errors within the payment amount field of a transaction. Probably limit check. It's not record count or echo check. It does not check the number of digits. It is a limit check. Instead of entering 100, you entered 1000. Probably, the limit of the transaction can be given. Verify whether you have entered a correct amount like that. So, limit check should be the correct answer. Routines that the computer used to check up validity and accuracy of transaction data during the input are called routines that use computer check validity and accuracy of transaction. Validity and which one? Accuracy of transactions. Edit programs gives you the validity and accuracy of data that is entered, correct? Distribute sales report is to sales manager. 2 or 5 appeared in the quantity sold number column. Weekly sales report, the most explanation for what has occurred. This is the answer. Instead of entering 25, you entered 2 or 5. So why that R is there? The program is not containing a data checking routine for input data. Okay, quantity it should not allow what? It should not allow that alpha characters. Look at the next one. EDP accounting control procedures are referred as general control or application controls. The primary objective of application control in a computer environment is electronic function of a hardware, no. Maintain accuracy of inputs, files and output. Should be the correct one. B. Which of the following computerized control procedures which will be most effective indicator? Which will be most effective indicator? During the data uploaded from a personal computer to the mainframe are complete and there is no additional data as added. Passwords, no. Batch control totals could be an option. Self-checking digits ensure that only authorized, no. Field level edit controls, no. It should be correct, this one. Batch control totals, including control totals and cache totals, they are correct, then whatever is added will be, should be correct.
Okay.
Control designed to catch errors at the point of data entries, check the digit.
Check the input control.
Question number 34. Which is not a type of output control. There's nothing called as zero balance checks. There's nothing called as zero balance checks. So next one is, of course, we go with internet security. Which of the following is a malicious program which will reproduce itself through the network and can possibly produce a denial of service?
1 second.
Attacking by excessively utilizing the system resources. Malicious program reproduce itself. It can possibly produce denial of service attack by excessively utilizing what? System resources. It's called as which one? Worm.
Worm.
A firm uses centralized computer system that allows traveling sales personnel directly to enter the new orders and query database of old orders. To maintain the data integrity of the application, it would be important to have which one?
Password protection.
Oh, encryption.
Encryption.
All of the following are examples of potential internet security risks, except
C. There is no code basic for
backdoor entry is possible, port scanner is possible,
there's need for notice for
okay. It is not an internet security risk because it's a software that is installed in the system. I hope. Oh, exception. Sorry, I didn't read it. Exception. It's a software installed in your system that hacks and provides the information to the user. Answer is C. Correct. Question number 4. It's in an attempt to retain competitive and to be more responsive to consumers. A company has connected internet computer networks out to outsiders network as a host computer. One of the significant risks is B. Connected internal computer network to outside network via host computer. Yes, viruses may gain entry into one or more computer systems because you have connected an internal computer network to outside network via host computer. Through the host computer, viruses can come to one or more of your company's systems. Question number 5. A controller became aware of the competitor, appeared to have access to the company's pricing information. Okay. An investigation determined that it's a leak of information was occurring during the electronic transmission of data between branch office to head office. Okay. Which of the following control will be more effective in preventing data leak? Encryption. Encryptions. So that the transmitted data only decoded by the head office and not anybody else. Encryption. Chief Information Technology Officer introduced a technology to prevent unauthorized external access of client network. Unauthorized external access to claims network. Yeah, it's called as which one? Firewall. Which is not a cyber crime. To obtain information illegally is a cyber crime.
proxies.
Theft of emails, unauthorized copying of software, everything is a cyber crime. See, when the proxy server is dismantled, okay, your computer cannot access. It makes more vulnerable, but that is not a cyber crime. That is not a cyber crime. To address the concerns about privacy of data being transmitted over internet, the company may implement data encryption because
B.
yes, data will be unreadable by what? Unauthorized users.
C.
Unauthorized parties cannot read the data when internet converts it's not internet converting. It's not internet converting.
D.
Plain text files are not readable. No. Encrypted files are not readable.
Okay.
So option is B. Question number 9. Encryption.
C.
records every keystroke and then sends this information back to the computer operator, converts the data into code, yes, and the key is required to convert the code back to data, correct. To decrypt, you require the code. A company's management is concerned about computer data. Okay. Encrypt the data. Question number 11. 6 months after a disgruntled system programmer was fired, the password was disabled, the computer mainframe was brought into halt when it suddenly erased all of its own file software. The most likely way programmer accomplished this way by
Backdoor. Planting a virus in the operating system and executing via backdoor.
Yes. Question number 12.
Utility programs can be used to read files that contain all other resistant. Number 1.
Utility programs can be used to read files that can contain authorized access user code from a server. The control to prevent this is simple: internally encrypted passwords. Internally encrypted passwords that will help you to, stop this. Question number 13. Which is about encryption true. A message encrypted with the company Q public key can only be decrypted with Q's private key, correct. Public key is used for encryption, a private key is used for decryption. It is same like the encryption of our lectures. We encrypt lectures and upload. Every student is given a private key. Using that, he can decrypt the lectures and view. Public key, the public code that is used, the user ID, password, and the product code is required to encrypt. But to decrypt, you require which one? A private key. Correct. A computer virus is different from Trojan horse because the virus can
Replicate itself.
A virus can replicate itself. Is it? No. What will replicate itself?
Worm.
So computer virus can alter the program. The question is, the virus can alter the program instructions. Confidential data can be securely transmitted by encryption. Which of the following technical computer crime that requires sophisticated knowledge of computer and networks?
Denial of service.
Denial of service. Because we require thorough knowledge about programs, about the codes and executions. Yes. Department purchased one copy of word processing software. The manager of the department installed the program in manager's office computer, then made 2 complete copies of the original disks. Copy 1 was solely for backup purpose, copy 2 for the use of by another member of the department. In terms of software licenses copyright law, which one of the following is correct? Whatever you take it as a backup, it is okay. One license is given for one user means only that user can use. So when you take a copy number 2, to be used by another member in the department, that is not correct. So copy number 1 is legal. Read 18th question and the options. What is the correct methodology for encrypting the order so that it will be able to decrypt and read the contents of the order? For encryption, you will use the public key. For decoding, you will use which one? Private key. This is the correct option. Yes. Nineteenth one. It is not an example of data encryption.
D.
Now, asking for a digital signature is a kind of encryption only. Your digital signature itself is an encryption. Web browser enabling secure certificates while communicating with websites.
End-to-end encryption. And probably
Masking input characteristics in the password field automatically. That is not a kind of encryption. That is not a kind
okay,
of.
when you enter a password, it becomes a dot dot dot. Okay,
That's not an encryption. That is a kind of, hiding whatever. Question number 20. Information unreadable to unauthorized users is called as what? Encryption. Question number 21. Which one of the following is an indication that a computer virus is present?
B, sir.
Loss of data or change in the data. Okay, that is done by your virus. Okay, correct. Business community planning is to do with data backup, all those things. A company is following a plan to continue operation if a place of a business is affected by disasters. This plan, the plan is most likely called as
Business continuity plan. Crisis communication.
business continuity planning. A company's management is aware that it cannot foresee every contingency even with the best planning. The management believes, however, there are more thorough recovery plan increases ability to resume operations quickly after an interruption. Receive maximum benefit from planning, minimize cost of facility, maintain. No, there is nothing to do with planning. It cannot foresee the contingency. There is a contingency. Through recovery plan, it increases the ability to resume operations quickly after interruption, thus to not to maintain employment or repair. It's not contingency, it's away from planning. So simple. My first aim is to fulfill the obligations that are given to the customers, such as sales orders, production, etc. Correct. When attempting to restore a computer facility as an alternative site following a disaster, which one of the following should be restored first? First, you should restore operating system. critically dependent upon information system to support daily business operations. Read it. Or which of the following management activities is essential to ensure continuity of operations in the event of disaster
Contingency plan.
impairs information system processing?
Option C.
Yes. Contingency planning. Contingency planning. Contingency plans, we should backup arrangement in which of the following arrangements would be considered as what? Two vendor dependent when vital operations require at most immediate availability for the computer thing. Two vendor dependent, which means you're dependent on somebody else. Hard side, it will have, backup, you restore immediately. D. Cold site arrangement, because the vendor has to retrieve and give it to you. It will take time. It will take time. In a critical aspect of disaster recovery plan is to be able to regain operational capability as soon as possible. In order to accomplish this, the organization can have an arrangement with computer knowledge vendor to have fully operationally facilities available that is configured to the use of specific needs.
Outside.
Outside. Facility available that is configured to the user specific needs. It's called as which one? Outside. Question number 7.
Cold site.
Computer equipment. The owner has to also enter into a lease agreement with the building owner, ensuring that in the event of disaster, the company will be able to provide with empty floor building allow the continuation of business, which is the thing. It is called as which one? Cold site. Vendor dependent. Primary objective of disaster recovery plan is disaster recovery plan. Because of the disaster, we should not suffer much and we should continue the business. We should not suffer much and continue the business. That is the disaster recovery plan. What is the correct option?
C or D.
Set up able to operate in a cold site, disaster damages, important assets. No, can be cold or hot, no problem. Minimize the efforts of disaster after business opportunity and which one? Productivity. Try to minimize the impact. A company has its recovery plan process to restore and secure offsite warehouse building a backup of its current financial operating system. What type of backup most likely to use? Store in a secure off-site warehouse building. Cold site. A company is updating the backup control plan. Which one of the following should be included in this plan? Updating the backup control plan. Which one of the following should be included in this plan?
Sure, one small doubt, sir. Hot side को cold side को any difference, sir?
Hot side is with you. The backup, recovery, everything is directly with you. Cold side, okay, the other vendor should allow you or vendor should enable you or from vendor you to take the recovery.
Oh.
A company is updating backup control plan. Which one of the following should be included in the plan? updating backup control plan. Which of the following should be included in the plan? PS, okay, concurrently control multi-user system, limit access data processing. Now we are updating backup control plan. Simple, the communication and service to restore the plan. All others are not connected with backup control. The communication and state restoration or service restoration. Most compromise the use of backup as a protection against loss or damage of master files. Most compromise means you are compromising, which is not good. The question is which is not
Storing all files in one location.
yes. Storing all the files in one location results in which one? Loss of data, you cannot recover. 12th one. A large property insurance company has regional centers. It has regional centers that customers call to report claims. There is a regional center to which the, for example, we have regional centers through which the customers call and report. Although regional centers are not located in areas known prone to the natural disasters, the company needs to a disaster recovery plan that would result call answering capacity in the event of disaster. The best plan for restoring capacity in the event of disaster, reroute the call traffic to hot site, cold site, should be C, non-affected regional centers. So it's better to route the calls to non-affected which one? Regional centers, so that they will be able to answer. Its question is about routing the calls.
Okay.
Here testing the business continuity plan. It is like a military drill or exercise they do. The company is confident that business operation should resume quickly as possible in the event of which one? Disaster. So with this, which section is complete? Section E is complete. Okay.